Hey everybody, welcome to Stewie's Thoughts Podcast, episode 51. And today I'm going to give you my thoughts about weddings. Now, if you're already married, this one does not apply to you, so mind your own business, okay? You've already done it. You don't need to be here. How about you go and save a cat from a burning building or something? Do something, right? Because this is not for you. This episode is aimed towards people who are going to get married or who are thinking of getting married, okay? Mind your own business. Just jokes. Right, before we get into it, guys, I've got a very special announcement. A very special announcement. My roadcaster came, and I tell you something, guys, I am absolutely loving this thing. Absolutely loving this thing. Do you know how to work it? Absolutely not. I'm like, there's so many buttons and dials and presets and just like, what's this, dude? Do you know what I mean? Like, there's so many things on this. And as you can hear by the sound quality as well, well, I have to listen to it, but I think the sound quality, this is probably the best I've ever had it. And I still haven't even figured this thing out yet. I've still got loads of things to figure out, like all this gain stuff, and there's just so many things to sort out in this thing. But if you bear with me over the next few episodes, I'm going to listen back to the audio and then conduct some like sort of experiments, and and hopefully we'll have the best podcast ever. This is madness, this thing. So I was messing around with this thing earlier on, and listen to this.
So I was in the IRA in the 1970s, and I was also a police informant. I stopped the bombs from going off. And now I'm in exile, and I have to hide my identity from the IRA.
Isn't this mad? This is a game changer for this podcast. Like, I'm so looking forward to getting used to this thing and then figuring out how to use it, and, you know, perfect timings. So, like, you know, I could be talking about something and then all of a sudden that happens, you know. And I can also curse. Well, I can curse, but all you hear is that. So, what other buttons have we got on in here? I've got like an evil laugh thing. What the hell? Right, that's creepy. Anyway, what we'll do is we'll
oh my god. Right, so what we're going to do is we're actually going to play the intro, and then I'm going to give you my thoughts about what I've been up to recently, and we'll take it from there, shall we? I absolutely love this thing. Play the intro.
So, as always, guys, I'm going to give you my thoughts about what I've been up to recently. When did I do the last podcast? Hey, Neil, Stewie, how about you? I keep calling myself Neil on here, even though Neil is my real name, but Stewie is my name on here because it's my nickname. So, the last time I did a podcast was 5 days ago, 3, 4, 5 days ago, whatever it was. And what have I been up to? I'll tell you what I've been up to. I've done 3 full weddings in a row, and then I did a summer festival thing at my favorite place in the whole wide world, Weston Park. And I'm absolutely shattered. I don't know if this thing's going to annoy people or make them love it. What's this monster?
I can't stop putting this thing down.
Anyway, right, so I'm going to give you my thoughts about what I've been up to recently, and so I've got something here that's going to help me out. So on the 22nd of August, I was at Tammy and Josh's wedding at Turnhill Hall in Turnhill, and it was a brilliant wedding. So much laughter to be had. I did some really funny caricatures that day, let me tell you guys. And shout out to you guys. What else did I do? The day after, I did. Now, hang on a second, right? So, when I say a full day, or I did a full wedding, I mean a full day. I don't mean like, 8 to 5 or 9 to 5 or whatever. I'm talking right after the ceremony until, well, I do until 11 p.m. now, but it used to be until midnight. But I need that extra hour to get me home and stuff, so I had to like put it down an hour because like fuel, trying to get fuel when garages are not like 24 hours, it's an absolute nightmare. So I had to bring it down to 11. So it's, right after the ceremony, right until 11 p.m. So that's what a full day is, in case you're wondering. So I did the first one, and then straight away, now bear in mind, guys, as well, like once I finish doing a full wedding, I have to travel to the next one. So I think I was only getting about 3 hours sleep a night. So anyway, I did the Turnhill one, and then I did Mel and Alex's wedding, and they were Birmingham City fans. Just I thought I'd put that out there. And that wedding was at the Best Western Plough and Harrow Hotel. I think I said that right. I'm pretty sure I did. So let me see again. There we go. And it was a great wedding. Again, full day. The venue was lovely. Loads of light, which was pretty cool. And there was a very good piano player there who was absolutely amazing. He was like full on getting all like everybody interacting, and they were like singing and stuff and all. It was absolutely, he was amazing. I should have got his contact details now to think about it. So that was the 23rd, and then on the 24th of August, the next day, I did another full wedding, and that was at Lion Keys. Now, oddly enough, right, the Lion Keys is like probably the closest venue. In fact, it is the closest venue to my office, so it's quite nice to be local for a change, even though I never got to the office because I was drawing at a full wedding. And that was it. Who was that? Naomi's wedding. Now, shout out to them ones, right? Because hang on, Naomi and who? Pause this for a second. Naomi and who? You think I would have written this down, wouldn't you? That's the Lion Keys there. Naomi and Craig's wedding. Now, shout out to them too, because they actually gave me a £25 voucher for the restaurant. So I had a really nice meal that day. And so that was them 3 weddings. And then lastly, which was yesterday, I was at my favourite place in the whole wide world, Weston Park. Is this annoying you guys? Be honest, is it annoying you? Or is this fun? It's fun for me. I'm actually having fun here. So I went to Weston Park for their summer fiesta thing. What's it called? What was the actual name of it? Summer fiesta. Wow, that was in the back of my brain there somewhere. So I need to get a longer song. So I did that, and first thing out, right? So basically, Weston Park hired me for this event, and it was free for all the guests. Now, the great thing is, I was actually taking donations for the air ambulance, and I think I made him a few quid, So people were coming in. There was no, obligation to actually give anything, like to donate, but it was more of a, oh, you got a free picture, you like it, if you want, you can donate something. And I swear I seen some woman putting in like 20p of like 2p's, like about 20p's worth of 2p's, pretty sure. But then I seen people like putting in £10 and £5 and stuff. So I don't actually know how much money I actually made the Midlands Air ambulance, but I think it was, if I wasn't there, I don't know if they would have made that much money. I don't know what. Yeah, I think I made them some money anyway. Now, one thing I will say, and I said to them that I was going to do this. I was busy drawing, right? So I didn't really stop. I was just absolutely smashing it out, drawing caricatures. Now, bear in mind, it was about 20 degrees. It was really hot. It was super hot. And the two ladies next to me, get this, right? The two ladies next to me bought themselves ice cream. Did they get me one? No. I couldn't believe it. I was like, where's my ice cream? And then I think they felt guilty because they were like, oh, do you want a glass of water? Or do you want a bottle? You know, they were like proper like going, you know, we feel so bad. And I was joking around with them. I was like, you know what? No, I'll just die of like heat exhaustion. You know, don't worry about me. But they were lovely ladies. And it was good crack. I burnt the back of my leg. So I have a gazebo, but the my leg, for some reason, my right leg was sticking out of the gazebo. I think because of the way I do it. So the way I do it was I had two chairs facing one way, and then I'm facing the opposite direction. And when I'm like the chairs are at the back of the gazebo, facing outwards where everybody can see, and then I'm in front of them, so everybody can see what I'm doing, like people who are walking past, so they can see my caricatures, they can see the people. It's the way I have it all set up. But for some reason, my body's almost like half of my body's outside the gazebo, and then obviously the sun's coming down, and it burnt the back of my neck, and I've also burnt my leg. Don't know how that was funny. But so that was yesterday, and today I was like, you know, I got up and did the podcast. Right. Okay, stopping that. I am just messing around with this thing, guys. I don't like, this is like the first podcast I'm doing with it, and I'm just testing it out because I want to listen back and see, you know, if this is really good. I mean, I'm looking at it now. What other buttons have we got here? Oh, somebody's just been shot. But there we go. So that's what I've been up to recently, guys. So I think, what did I written anything down? Did anything funny happen? I mean, when I got this Rodecaster, like, if you order anything off Amazon, like, and it's got some value to it, they now have this. Well, I don't know if it's a new thing, but they have this code that you have to give the delivery driver. So they don't just like leave it up at your porch or anything. So this Rodecaster was supposed to come the other day. It was actually due to come today, right? But it was like, oh, this will arrive by the 27th. It is the 27th. Oh, it was supposed to come tomorrow. This is only the 26th. So it was like, oh, it'll be with you by the 27th. I'm like, sweet. And then I went and did all the events, and then got an email, and they were like, we attempted to deliver your parcel, but you weren't in. And I'm like, well, it wasn't due till the 27th. You know, so, I mean, I'm complaining about something being delivered early, but if I had known it was going to be delivered that day, I would have sorted something out and got it, you know what I mean? And then they were like, so this was the, so they tried to deliver it on the 24th. I wasn't here. And then they were like, okay, we're going to try to re-deliver it the next day, which is the 25th of August. And they didn't even show up. Didn't even try. So I came back from Western Park, and the whole idea for me to go straight home was because of this delivery. And I sat there all day, and they didn't even show up. Didn't get no notifications or anything. They were like, it's like, we missed you, but we're going to try the next day. And I was like, well, this is the next day. Where are yous? And then woke up this morning, and they were like, we're going to deliver today between 2 and 4. I'm like, you're supposed to deliver it yesterday. And then I checked. It came to like 2 o'clock, and then I checked the tracking on it, and it was like, yeah, it's going to be delivered between 3 and 5. And I'm like, are you even going to deliver this or what? What's going on here? Deliver it to my house so I can do the podcast. Flip's sake. But then, you know, I wasn't going to say anything because, you know, it wasn't due till tomorrow, really. So I was going to say, like, what happened yesterday to the delivery driver until he actually turned up to the door, and this guy was absolutely hanging out. Like, you can tell he was like really under pressure, and I was just like, don't say anything to him. Like, he's having a bad day. Just leave him be. Let him get on with his day, because he's clearly behind schedule, because he was sweating profusely. Right, so there we go. Boom, 15 minutes, bang on. That's what I want to do, guys. Talk about what I've been up to recently for 15 minutes and then talk about the actual topic itself, which is weddings. So, as I say, guys, if you've been married, or sorry, not if you're thinking about getting married or anything and you want some advice, I'm going to give you loads of advice, loads of tips, loads of tricks, things to avoid, all that good stuff. Because I'm a bit of a wedding expert now. I've been doing weddings for 4 years, and I don't even know how many I've done. We're definitely like 500, 600 weddings, maybe something like that. I don't know. I'm not counting. So a bit of an expert. I've done loads of weddings: Twilight weddings, Muslim weddings, Sikh weddings, civil partnership, everything. I've done it all. Right. I've been to big venues, small venues, outside venues, the whole lot. So I'm going to give you really good advice on this episode, I think. So without further ado, let's play the intro and we'll get stuck into it, shall we? So, are you getting married? Congratulations. when I'm booking in couples, it's, I'd say 90% of it is women, like brides, and then the other 10% is guys. The funny thing is, right, see when it comes to a guy booking me in, right, it's literally like this.
Are you available on this date?
Yes, I am.
We'd like to book you.
Sound. I'll just send you a booking form.
Okay, I'll get that sent off. I'll get that done and sent straight back to you. Okay.
Yeah. You see, whenever I'm dealing with couples, I'd say it's 90% brides that I deal with. It's very rarely that the groom is actually doing anything, because let's face it, it's her day, isn't it? It's her day. I think we all agree on that. And it's pretty funny because whenever I'm dealing with the grooms, it's literally like this.
Are you available on this date?
Yes, I am, mate.
We'd like to book you.
Sound, mate. All I'll do is I'll send you a booking form and the deposit, and then invoice, and then we'll get you booked in.
Sound. I'll get that done straight away.
He does it, gets it done straight away, boom, and that's it. See, when it comes to a woman, oh my goodness, it's totally different.
Are you available on this date?
I am, yes.
We'd like to book you. I'm having the best wedding ever. I've got the best dress, and you should see this and that. And I'm so looking forward to it. And my emotions are all over the place. And so thank you very much. And I look forward to getting the booking form and the deposit invoice, and then we'll go from there. How about that?
So then once I send them the booking form and then the invoice, and they get it and they send it back, they're like,
well, I just sent back the booking form. I'm really looking forward to it. We've got a lovely theme for our wedding, and there's going to be roses everywhere, and the venue's lovely. I went in the other day to speak to the venue, and we had a nice little chat. We did this, we did that, and then we went out bridal shopping. We went and got our dresses, and we also got we sorted out the wedding cake. You want to see it? Oh my gosh, it's amazing looking. I had some taste tests, I think you call it. And we had some cake, and we had some champagne, and we had this, and we had that.
I'm like, yeah, okay, I get it.
Okay, I've just sent back the booking form, and guess what I was doing the other day? I was shopping for shoes, and then I got some shoes, but then I didn't really like them, so I sent them back, and then we went out shopping again to look at some more shoes. And it was a fun day. How are you, by the way? How's things with you and your caricatures and your drawing and stuff? I hear you're very busy.
Yeah, that's and then the guys just, whenever I'm sending out the final invoices.
I've just paid it. Don't need a receipt.
Oh, I see that you sent me the final invoice. Well, you know something, me and my friends, we're going to go out and have some avocado and toast, and then after that we're going to go to Starbucks and have some coffee, and then whenever I do that, I'm going to come back, I'm going to do the housework, and then I'll get it paid for you. How's that, love? I hope you keep it well, by the way.
But that's a reenactment of every single booking I've took since I started this thing. Jokes. Anyway, moving on. What else we got here? So I'm going to give you a little structure of how the actual like a normal wedding, right? When I say normal, like every wedding's different. Every wedding's a snowflake. I said that the other day to somebody, and they were just like, "You're a weirdo," but it's true. Every wedding's different. There's no two weddings that they're the same. However, some things are the same, where you have, a traditional wedding, let's say. So a traditional wedding, you have your ceremony, which usually starts around. So basically, if you want to know how a wedding is structured, like, if you've only got engaged this morning, I'm going to tell you right now, right? So on a normal wedding, right? So you have the ceremony, which is usually around between 12 and 1 p.m. That's whenever, well, more towards 1 p.m. actually. We'll stick with that. So it's probably about 1:30. That's when most ceremonies are. They last about half an hour. depending. Sometimes it's 40 minutes, whatever. But that's generally what time the ceremony starts and how long it lasts. Then after that, what happens generally is you'll come out, get your drinks. In fact, no, before you get your drinks, you'll probably do a confetti shot. And then you do, a confetti shot. Not that type of shot, but, a camera. So you do a confetti shot, and then you'll also do like a group photo. And then after that, that's when everybody goes and gets their drinks, and then they all sort of mix and mingle with everybody. And then that's whenever I come in as a caricature artist. So I come in and I draw all the guests, entertain them with some stand-up comedy. I do comedy while I'm drawing. But if you don't want a caricature artist, you could probably have a magician, or what else could you have actually? Magician, a hypnotist. That's another good one. What other forms of entertainment could you have? I actually did a wedding the other day where they had a rodeo, like a mechanical bull thing, and you go on it and it throws you off. That was pretty cool. That was actually quite popular as well. And then you've also got a photo booth, even though that sort of comes towards the end actually. You have games, so like giant Jenga, all that kind of stuff, or mini golf, or even like a poker table or something like that. They're all like sort of the entertainment sort of things you can have for like your first drinks reception, which usually lasts around about an hour and a half. So I'm trying to think outside of the box. What could you have? I mean, the caricature artist is perfect because you have that sort of entertainment, because people actually like watching the drawings take place. Like as I'm doing the drawings, people are like, "Oh, this is cool to watch." But I also do comedy as well, so stand-up comedy. Like I literally the other day I was having some laugh of my business cards and stuff. I'm not going to give away my jokes, but it went down really well. I'm not on stage or anything. I'm literally like stood with about 20, 30 people around me, and then I just do a bit of comedy there. So I mean, you probably could have a comedian, like an actual comedian with a stage, maybe. What else? You're going to probably. I mean, a lot of people would like some sort of background music. So if the venue doesn't supply you with background music, which they should do, you could probably get yourself a singer, or somebody who plays some sort of instrument, like a violin or something. That's quite nice to have in the background while you're, everyone's sitting chatting. Because a lot of times weddings, like people haven't seen each other for a long time. So whenever you're meeting up with people you haven't seen, like family members you haven't seen for years, possibly. So when you're sitting there, you're talking, catching up with everybody, having that nice sort of background music and, something like that in the background, chatting. Totally the wrong button.
I haven't seen you in a while. How's it going, love?
Yeah, it's good. Kids are growing up fast, and all that kind of stuff.
And, yeah. And it's very nice, the band, yeah. And
everybody just starts talking and stuff. But then, once all that sort of small talk goes down, that's whenever you need something there, I think. You need something that interacts with anybody. So for your first drinks reception, you definitely 100% need some sort of form of entertainment to entertain your guests. Me, for example, I'll stand and I'll draw people, do my comedy or whatever, and then around about sort of 3:30, 4 o'clock, that's when everybody gets called in for the wedding breakfast. So me personally, myself, as a caricature artist, I don't draw during the wedding breakfast, because imagine like me staring at you when you're eating, and I'm looking at you, and you're like, how awkward is that? Like, how awkward. Like, and plus also I get in the way of waiters. So, you've got like 100 people, or, whatever, sitting down on these tables on this venue, needs to get this food out as fast as possible. And if I'm there and I'm in the way of the waiters, it just annoys them. And they're trying to do their job, and I'm trying to do mine. It just doesn't work. So if you do think about hiring a caricature artist for your event, so I sound like my advert, I wouldn't get him or her to draw during a wedding breakfast. What you could have, though, is a magician who can go around. But then no, because he'll get in the way of waiters, wouldn't he? I think. Well, you would definitely have some sort of background music. So you would have something like a piano playing or something in the background, or even just music from the. If you don't want to hire somebody, like if you can't afford it, just ask the venue. Here, can you play music in the background while we eat our grub? And then you sit down, you have the wedding breakfast. There is sort of like other things you can do. You could have like stuff on the table, so you could even have caricature place names on the table, or you could have like activities, games like tic-tac-toe, is that what you call it? I'm just going off by experience, what I've seen on people's tables. And then so the wedding breakfast, that wedding breakfast normally lasts around 2 hours, and that's including speeches. So generally people do speeches after the meal, but in some cases you can do it before. And in even some cases they don't even do them at all. They don't even have any. This is like a sort of a standard traditional wedding. So yeah, see, your ceremony is at 1 that lasts about half an hour, and then about 3, 4, and around there you'll get called in for your wedding breakfast, and then that lasts around about 2 hours. And then after that, so right after the speeches, generally 9 times out of 10, the venue will want to get everybody out of the room and turn it over for the evening. So for your disco and all that kind of stuff. So a lot of venues do that, but then some other venues, they'll let you sit there because they've already got a different room. So that's whenever the second reception starts, and that's where you need another sort of form of entertainment. So like a magician, or that's when I would start drawing. Once the speeches are over, then it's party time. Everyone gets drunk or whatever. That's whenever you want somebody like a magician or a caricature artist or something. That's a good time for that person to start drawing or performing his act. And then that goes on till about, so that usually around about sort of 6:30 is whenever the wedding breakfast usually ends. And then 7:00, that's when all the evening guests come. And then around about 8 p.m. is when you do your first dance, and you do the cutting of the cake first, and then you do your first dance. So usually it's the cutting of the cake is about 10 to 8 in the evening, sorry. And then after that, you go straight into doing your first dance, or your mother and father dances, or whatever you do. And then once that's done, then that's it. Then it's an absolute free fall until the end. And the evening time, it's where you want to have your photo booth. I didn't even mention the colouring in people. So I was at a wedding fair not long ago, and I've seen these people. Right, these people have been popping up everywhere. I call them the colouring in people because they just go to your wedding and sit in a corner and just colour in. So these people, right, I don't know if you've seen it before, right, where they do like little paints on cards of like, people's outfits and stuff. I might even put that in Stewie Stars Facebook and Instagram. But you know what I mean? Have you seen them at wedding fairs where they're like sitting down and they're like doing these like watercolor paintings of your guests? Like, I was quite impressed by them. I was just like, that's a really good idea. Like, you're very talented. It looks really good. Turns out, right, they have an app on their phone that what they do. So what they do is they take a photograph of you, or your partner or whatever. They take a photograph of you, and then they have like a shelf, and then they go back and then they start painting it, and then you just go up to the shelf thing and then find you, and then you've got a little memento from the wedding. Like, I was quite shocked to find out that not all of them, but the majority of them, they have an app on their phone that does the outline for them, and then they've got like a little small portable printer, and they print out the outline, and then all they do then is just colour it in. When I found that out, I was just like, oh wow, anybody could do that. And that's why they're popping up everywhere, because it's such an easy thing to do. You literally colour in, that's it. And they're very like introverts or whatever, so they just sit in the corner of your, in a room, don't speak to anybody. These are the ones I've seen, but they literally just sit there and don't. And they're like, we do live live illustrations at your wedding. Like you sit in the corner of a room, you could do that like at your own home, and then the prices of them as well, because the stuff that they use, like the paint and stuff, is very expensive. But I mean, I'm not, you know, hang on, I'm not on them too much, but I was just shocked. But fair play to any of them who just do it freehand. If you're doing a freehand, then you know you're talented, very talented, very talented. I always wondered like why they wouldn't do if you ever see them, like they never paint the faces or anything. Like I do the opposite. I do the faces. They don't do the faces, and I do like the head and the shoulders. I don't do the body, but they do the body. It's quite weird. We're quite the opposite. You know, I don't use an app. I actually sketch it out. But yeah, I was quite disappointed when I found out that they that there's like an app does it for them basically. But yeah, so and that's the reason why they don't do faces, because they can't draw. And this is not all of them. This is like I think about 90% of them use the apps. I think it's Procreate they use. But then you do have the talented ones who don't use an app, and this is not towards you guys. You're actually really talented. It's the people who like, oh, I found a way of making money. What do you do? Just print this off and then just sit there and color it in, and then there you go. I've got a business now. Now because it's so easy to do, everybody's going to be doing it, and what happens? It becomes too common. This is my prediction. Over the next year, I'd say that everybody, and I mean everybody, who knows what the app is, and all you have to do is print it out, whatever. There's so many of them. It's going to become like, my friend had that at her wedding. I'm not going to have it at mine, because they're just going to be everywhere. People, whenever they're like looking for entertainment for their wedding, they want something that's unique and special, that's very rare. And from what I remember, there's only like 200 caricaturists, like full-time professional caricaturists in the whole world. I think there's only like 70 or 80 or something in the UK, where there's going to be absolutely thousands of these colouring in people everywhere. So I predict in about a year, they're just going to start fizzling out, because nobody's going to book them, because they're like, oh, yeah, I've seen that at this wedding, at that wedding, at this. But that's my prediction anyway. But fair play to the ones who actually sketch it out with like by hand, because that's real talent for you right there. I've done something to this. I need to put this down. I've put the there we go. I put the thing really high there. So what else we got? So money saving tips. Have I got any money saving tips for you? Get married during the week. You know, if you're planning a wedding and it's not until like a year or 2 years, then surely your guests can, you know, take 2 days off work, and you're giving them like 2 years notice. Because if you get married during the week, it'll literally save you probably about $4,000. I think I heard not long ago the average price of a wedding is the average price of a wedding is 30,000, I think, in the UK. I know a lot of people do like 12,000, stuff like that, but right, what's the average IQ? No, what's the average cost? I was going to say price. Cost of a wedding. There we go. The average cost of a wedding in the UK is around 20,000 to 24,000. That's lower than I heard. I thought it was 30,000. Though it can vary significantly based on the venue, number of guests, and time of year. Key expenses include venue hire, catering, the wedding dress, photographer, and entertainment. So, I mean, there's a company, I don't even know the name. I would love to give them a shout out, but I know you probably, any bride who's listening to this will probably say, oh, I wouldn't do that. But there's a charity thing where like you can give your wedding dress to the charity, and then they hire it out for like a fraction of the cost, or not hire it, they'll sell it to you for a fraction of the cost. You know, it's a smart thing to do, because like, if you think about it, your wedding dress, I know it's special to you and you want to keep it. That's probably one way of looking at it. But if you're not too worried about keeping your dress, then, or if you're not worried about a secondhand one, then there is companies out there that like sort of specialize in secondhand wedding dresses, basically. And if you think about it, like that some woman has only worn it once, for like, well, a couple of times, but tried it on, whatever, but like one full day, if you like. And I think these companies, they like they wash it and stuff and all, so it looks like it's brand new. But you can like get a secondhand dress or whatever, and that'll save you some money. So get married during the week, and again, it just said there as well, like the time of the year as well. Get out. I think a lot of people get married in the summer and stuff like that because they just want it to be sunny. But you know what this weather's like. Like December, the sun could be out. You just don't know. I mean, you could say, "Oh, I'm going to book it in the summer, and then we'll have a sunny summer holiday," and then all of a sudden you realize that it's going to be raining on our wedding day. So you just can't predict it. So I mean, and again, too hot in the summer. The amount of people nowadays like are just complaining because it's too hot. I can't go in there. Hang on, I've got a voice for that now.
Hang on a second, I can't go in there. It's too hot. It's too hot. I'm dripping.
I love this board. Absolutely love it. So, yeah, you don't have to get married in the summertime, and you don't have to get married on a weekend. Save yourself some money. Get married in like, when's an off peak? January. If you really want to save money, get married on January during the week. Like, I mean, January and February is like, I mean, you got like Valentine's Day and all. February's sort of, I would say they put the price up a little bit there, but like January, I would say like the first week of January. Can you imagine? The venues would probably be like, you can have your wedding for free if you're getting married in January. January on a Wednesday. I'm gonna pick your day, right? So next year, get married on Wednesday, the 14th of January, 2026, and I can almost guarantee you that you'll be paying like 30 quid for the venue. £30 for the venue. How much is it? How much is it for that the venue? £30. Not like how much is it for the venue on the 17th of August? For 40 grand. Don't do it. You don't need to. I mean, I'm just looking at the calendar now. I've actually got a wedding booked on the 14th of February. So, that person she's probably paid loads for that. Whereas it would probably be a lot cheaper to do it on Wednesday, the 11th of February. Do you know what I mean? So if you're looking for a budget, I would definitely suggest off peak time, January, and during the week. And if you give your guests enough notice and just say to them, listen, book 2 days off, 1 day for the wedding and then the day off to recover because you're going to be drinking. And and if they're like, no,
I don't want to do that. I don't want to upset my boss.
Then don't come to the wedding then.
I can't go to your wedding, unfortunately. I can't get the day off because it took 2 weeks off to go to Disneyland.
Well, you went to Disneyland?
Yeah.
With the kids?
No, just by myself. Like a weirdo.
You went to Disneyland by yourself?
Yes. Why? You got a problem with that?
Well, it's a bit creepy, like an old man going to Disneyland on his own.
I like Minnie Mouse and Donald Duck. Donald Duck's my favourite character of all time.
Yeah, but that's no excuse to go to, Disneyland by yourself.
I'm not going by myself if I've got Jesus with me.
Jesus? So you're religious?
That's what I'm telling everybody. So I can go to Disneyland by myself to stir at kids.
All right, that got a bit weird. Right. I mean, if you're a grown man and you're going to Disneyland by yourself, you're a pedo. You're a right. I'm starting to get used to this board. I love it. I'm like talking into this microphone and I'm saying stuff and I'm like, hang on a sec, you've got a thing here right next to you that can, like, you know, do stuff. It can do a lot of things. Use it more often. I don't know. What do you think about this one? It's freaking me out. One thing I do love about this thing, this Rodecaster thing, is it's got Bluetooth on it, and I can actually Bluetooth. I can link it up to my phone. So before, whenever I was doing videos, you know, like I was holding it up to the microphone, and you can listen to it in previous episodes. The sound quality was terrible, but I can actually, you know, what can I play? I'm gonna play something. I'm not actually going to use this as a tester. I mean, completely sidetracking here. I'm supposed to be talking about weddings, but this should still be linked up. Bluetooth. Bluetooth is on. Right. So before, I would normally have to hold the phone up to the microphone, and yeah, the sound quality was bad. But listen to this for good sound quality. Oh.
Dashing through the snow in a one-horse open sleigh. O'er the fields we go, laughing all the way.
Ha ha ha.
Bells on bobtail ring, making spirits bright. What fun it is to ride and sing a sleighing song tonight. Oh, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Jingle bells, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh.
Yo. But how cool is that? So now I don't have to hold the thing up to the, like, if I'm playing any videos, like if I'm playing something funny, that's like funny audio thing, then I can just, you know, how cool is it? This is an absolute game changer. Like an absolute game changer. I've completely went sidetracked. I don't even know what the hell I was talking about there. What was I talking about? What the was I talking about? I think this is going to be my favorite button. If I ever need to get a curse word out, I can just literally just go nuts and just go this. What? I can't believe that other day. Is the way I wrote it. I feel like I should play the rest of this. Jingle bells, right? So, what else? There was another hack, a wedding hack that I seen not long ago. That saved them money. The bride and the groom, right? They had a wedding cake, but what they did was, now a lot of venues I don't think allow this, but some venues might. But in order to save money, they instead of like having a 3-course meal, they had a 2-course meal. So they had like starters and then a mains. And then they used the wedding cake as their dessert. How about that? You know, how much is a dessert for a guest? And if you have like 100 guests, you're talking £400 maybe? I don't know. So you're saving yourself money there, like. So money saving tips is get married on the off season. What other one was there? Yeah, do it during the week. Maybe see about getting a secondhand wedding dress and, you know, suits and stuff rather than forking out thousands. Use your wedding cake as a dessert. What other ones is there? I see a lot of weddings where they have like videographers and a photographer. Now, if it was me personally, I would have both. But do you need both? If you can get a wedding photographer that can do video, boom, you got two there. I mean, what other? But yeah, photographers it's a hard one because there's so many photographers. I would definitely recommend a few that I've worked with. But But like, do you need a videographer as well? Videography is really good. I think I've seen some videos where you're just like, yeah, that's, a video. What did they say? A picture paints 1,000 words or whatever. But a video, having a nice little video. Oh, these are the ones I don't understand. Social media people. Like you'll hire somebody that will turn up to your wedding and then take videos and stuff and then edit it and for a social media post. That's weird, isn't it? Suppose that's the future. One thing, this is probably going to be very unpopular, but I've seen saxophone players at weddings, right, where it's just the saxophone player on his own. So instead of getting like a pianist or a harpist or something like that, you get like a saxophone player who's, playing a little bit of smooth jazz in the background. But it's these ones, right? And I don't know where this came from, but it's these ones that you hire in the evening time with the DJ. So the DJ will be playing a song and then there'll be a saxophone player there going with the music. And I don't know if it's because of the ones I've seen, but they're out of tune. It doesn't seem right. For me personally anyway, I just think it's like, it's like putting mustard on Weetabix. You know what I mean? Weetabix is nice on its own. Mustard is nice on its own. I love mustard. But putting them together, So maybe it's the ones I've seen, and one time there was another one where there was a singer and a saxophone player, and they were both duetting together, and it was almost like they were trying to outdo each other, which was kind of weird. I don't know. For me personally, this whole saxophone thing on the dance floor, and it's always the same songs. And yeah, but I mean, everyone's got different tastes. I mean, I was speaking to a photographer the other day, and I was saying about them, and I was like, it just seems so out of tune, like, it doesn't seem to be there, like, it's not right. And then she was like, "Oh no, I love it. I absolutely love it. Oh, I've got a thing for that."
Hang on. Bear with me.
So, what do you think of saxophone players?
I absolutely love them.
It's not for me.
Well, I love them, so shut your mouth. Shut your mouth.
Right. What else am I going to touch on? Honeymoons. People tend to, I see nowadays, either not go on a honeymoon or they're going on one like literally in 2 days or something. Me personally, I think I would have a honeymoon sort of. I mean, is it a honeymoon if you wait a year? What's the time limit? But before, like, a wedding and then a honeymoon, is there like a certain time? I'm gonna look at that. Is there like a certain, a honeymoon is classed as a honeymoon if it's right after the wedding, because technically you could like get married and then a year later go on honeymoon go on holiday with the kids and call it a honeymoon. What would I type in? What classes what makes a honeymoon a honeymoon? So a honeymoon, a newlywed couple taking a celebratory trip to relax and spend quality time together. Together after the wedding. What the hell does gator mean? So you have the wedding and then boom, you go straight on a honeymoon. So if you're having a honeymoon a year later, then it's not really a honeymoon, is it? Because I think a lot of people are doing this now where they're like, I'm like, are you going on honeymoon? No, we're not going on honeymoon. We're going on honeymoon, but it's going to be for next year. We're going to celebrate the anniversary. Then it's not really a honeymoon, then, is it? No, I don't think it is. So a honeymoon would literally be wedding, right? We just had the wedding. Let's go spend some time. Let's reflect on the wedding. Yeah, that's a honeymoon. Wedding cars. God, I've seen some mad wedding cars in the past. I've seen some like Rolls Royces and stuff, and then like vintage cars and stuff. What else is there? You have the venue. Taxis, obviously, organize the taxis for people going home. You don't want to, 50 people at your wedding going, how are we going to get home? Even though that's technically their own problem, then, isn't it? Weddings they normally finish at 12 p.m. as well. 12 a.m., whatever you want to call it. 100 hours. But some, they do go on to like 1, and then even the one I was at the other day had like a closed lockdown sort of locked doors thing where they stayed and got drunk till like 2 p.m. I wouldn't put a tab on a bar, by the way. If the groom is listening, don't be like, I'm gonna put a tab on the bar and it'll be a free bar for everybody. You will have everybody pissed. Not only that, they'll be fighting with each other. They'll be plus it'll cost you like thousands of pounds. It'll probably cost you more than the actual wedding itself if you had an open bar, especially in Belfast. I can't imagine a wedding like a Belfast that had a free bar. But there we go. I can't think of anything else that I want to bring up. Just get a book, get a folder, write everything in there, have it all down on paper rather than in your head. Set like reminders and stuff on your calendar, I guess. Just do all that, and then relax as well. Have fun with it. The wedding shouldn't be just about the actual day itself. It should be, the whole process, the whole planning. Going to wedding fairs, go to loads of wedding fairs as well. But like, it shouldn't be just about the one day. It should be about the stag do's, the hen do's, the dress fittings and everything else. The whole thing should be, the whole journey to the wedding day should be great, because I'll tell you something, see, on the day, it'll go just like that. It'll go just like this. I don't have a sound effect for clicking my fingers. And then, next thing you know, it'll be over. And you'll be like, wow, our wedding day's just, that was so quick. So take some time to sit and like relax and sit back, because you want that sort of like condor moment to think, oh, this is actually happening. You know what I mean? Instead of going, what time is it? 12 o'clock. Everybody has to go now. Have you sorted out invitations as well? Don't forget to send out your invitations, guys. I said this before, but my mate, he had a Halloween themed wedding, and he didn't even tell he didn't tell me about sending out the invitations, and he sent out the invitation, and it was like, because it was Halloween themed, it looked like a death threat. I thought somebody was trying to kill me or something. That was actually Russell. He was on the Jim's episode. So there we go, guys. I can't think of anything. I should have written things down. I was messing around with this new thing I've got, and I was totally unprepared for this. I only came up with the idea to do the wedding like literally about 5 minutes before even doing this podcast. I was like, what are you going to do, Bill? I didn't even get my folder and had a look. I was like, what are you going to do? I'll just do it about weddings or something. I don't know. And I was like, oh, great idea. Do it about weddings. Great idea. That's amazing. I'm not too fond about this one. I'm like a robot. Well, I'm supposed to be. That didn't work. Why did that not work?
Oh, there we go. Hey, what use am I going to have for this?
And then you've got this one. Oh, I like this one. Hey, you can actually... Oh, that was too loud.
You can actually
put stuff on these buttons as well. I put these ones on. Obviously. And I put this on so every time I tell a joke on the podcast, I can't hear anybody laughing at my amazing jokes, so now I can. Do you want to hear a joke? We'll finish on a joke. What's worse than... No, I don't think I should say that joke, actually. Or should I? I'm trying to keep this podcast clean here. Right. What's worse than licking your granny's vagina? Banging your head on her coffin as you get up? Okay, there we go. And we'll end it on that, shall we? So, thanks, guys. And when it comes to this sound quality, I'm not going to do any post editing on this. I'm actually going to see what this Rodecaster thing can actually do on its own. So over the next few episodes, I'm going to conduct a few experiments and see how to get the best sound quality out of this. And I've got the mics that I want now, and I've got the whole system is it's as I want it now. So it's just a case of figuring out the best sound quality and the best. I'm talking too much here. On the best sound quality. Is that a good one for somebody who talks too much? Shut up, you. Okay, there we go. I'm gonna go and I'm gonna listen to this, and yeah. So no post podcast editing. I'm gonna see what this thing does, and then if it needs some, well, basically what I'm gonna do is not do any post editing until I actually figure this thing out, and then once I figure it out, and if I'm like, right, the sound quality needs to be louder or whatever, then I'm gonna do some more. This is all like behind the scenes sort of thing. But I'm gonna love yous and leave yous, guys. So
Thanks for joining, and look forward to some real funny podcasts.
I don't know why this brings out my accent really strongly.
Like, it really brings it out, so it does. Anyway,
I'm gonna go and yeah, listen to this, and hopefully this is a benchmark to a really great podcast. So thanks for listening, guys, and I'm out of here, and I'll catch you all in the future. All right, see you later.